Hello and welcome to this video. Today I would like to show you how you can easily cut profiles to length. So I have here a nice Z profile. And this Z profile, we just want to cut it to length a little bit. And to do this, we first draw the whole thing. And of course, you can now go over here and take the angle grinder and cut the whole thing with the angle grinder first. For someone who is inexperienced, this is certainly a very simple option. But if you want it to be beautiful, that may not be the best choice or the first choice. And you can see here this whole cut gun, it doesn't exactly look like its original cut now. That's how it comes out of the machine, and this is practically the final result. Here you would have to go over it again and deburr everything. Now I'm going to show you the whole thing again. And because we don't want the whole thing to get such an unsightly burr now, you can of course cut it off with a pair of tin snips like this one, and you can go here very easily, like this, and cut off the whole sheet. So you just bend up the section, and you can throw that in the trash, and then you have a clean cut edge. We want to cut here now simply times in the middle, but that was pretty much in the middle. And our piece of sheet metal that is now falling off here, I want to cut it right back in the middle. And our piece of sheet metal that's coming off here now, I want to use that right back. Then you can just mark a second edge now. And the desired measure now simply times from left and right here purely measure, and in the middle would be practically the section. Of course, I can now go back and cut through it with a grinder, as we have just seen, then the sheet metal does not deform so much. But there is also a second variant. You need two tin snips for this. One on the left, and one on the right. If you hold them like this, the scissors are now open on the right side and open on the left side. And we actually need that for the reason, just for such separating cuts you can use such left and right sheet metal shears quite well. And here in our case, we just want to deform the center piece in the middle of our section. And we cut it practically from the bottom to the first bent edge. Now we do the same with the left scissors. And the section, we can now quite simply bend it up here with the thin sheet, and then we continue like this, again cut to the corner. And here we have to turn the whole sheet, and then cut in again with the shears left and right. And there just think where we can practically deform the rest or the section. And in the direction you can practically choose the scissors, which is then open on the side. And then we already had two beautiful cut edges. Does not need to deburr anything more. And then cut the two parts. Now we have the whole thing nicely marked. And on the construction site, we have now completely forgotten in which direction to cut. That's no problem now, but we'll just cut that to it. And I might now also have either just a pair of scissors with me. Then you just have to see if it works anyway. And in the small case of such small bends, I can bend it where I want. So, and here I can also cut in nicely. But now I somehow already have a problem here. And here at my gate I can't get in. And in most cases you start to bend the cover somehow. Or you don't know how to cut. Of course, you can also try it from the other side. But well, this is where I get to. It doesn't really go any further there either. With a lot of imagination, of course, you can also approach the whole thing in such a way that you now cut it off like this. And at some point you get to the point where you then want to do this section. And now I can't get any further. And that's exactly the point where we simply need the other plate shears. We'll have to use them here at the latest in order to be able to cut off the small western section cleanly. So that's also the reason, the main reason actually, because of what you use right and left shears. simply to be able to produce such sections on the construction site more easily, and also more quickly and more cleanly. So, the whole thing of course also works with a U-profile, like this. Always leave 2 centimeters of air in the middle. So that's what we actually always need for our sheet metal shears, so that we have enough space there. And then you go here again. Always think about where it can take off our chip, and to that side, our shears must then be open. And that's what we need then. And then always cut to the edge. The 2 centimeters is then practically the projection from our opening of the scissors. So, then you can turn that around once. Then we have the first part here. Again a small cut. And then here we have the second part. The last profile I have is a nice windowsill like this. We'll just assume now that our windowsill would be a bit longer here. Let's draw the whole thing. Again, with our measurement, which our scissors basically dictate, that we can cut neatly through here. And then we'll start down here with the envelope. With the bottom edge, again, we'll cut forward to the edge. Here with such pointedly beveled envelopes, you have to make sure that you really cut all the way to the edge. In order to lift the chip or the section afterwards. Cut to the edge again. Also bend it up again. And here it goes then quite well. Cut through to the end. We can also take the scissors like this. And then bend the whole thing back a little bit. It works for such small sections. Then we have our first section. And here I also take the scissors the other way around. And then I can cut the whole thing off again. And again, we then cut our profile to the desired 2 lengths. If you liked the video, just give me a thumbs up, subscribe to channel and also hit the bell to not miss another video. I wish you all the best. See you next time.